Welcome to the latest instalment of the Brothers Weekly Wrap. It's been a couple of weeks hiatus for a few reasons, cyclones, Easter and forced holidays, so it's great to be back in front of you today. A couple of weeks without a run. We finally did get a game, and that was against Mossman up in Mossman. Mossman, much improved side, much improved club. Jason Fasano and his committee have done a fantastic job up there and must be commended, as has David Grainer as captain coach with the Sharks and what he's done with the boys. They've been able to surprise a few with how well they're going this year, and we were no exception. We knew it was going to be tough heading up there, but they certainly aimed up and got over the top of us. It was pleasing heading into that game. It was first game back since round 1 for our 5'8" Eddie Daniel, and it was also the first game since round 2 to Chris O'Farrell with a broken hand. So those guys were a little underdone, but it was great to get them back on the paddock. And it was also the first time that Benny Fitzpatrick, the club legend Benny Fitzpatrick, was able to get on the field for this season. So again, probably Fitzy was a touch underdone, and to take nothing away from Mossman, they were more enthusiastic and they wanted to win a lot more than what we were prepared to give up, and so they were very worthy winners. After the Mossman game, a little bit of soul searching within the club for a few sessions, and needless to say, we came out to play against Ivanhoe's back at Stan Williams Park, and we started to take some steps in the right direction. We spoke about the need to roll the sleeves up and work hard to achieve the results that we're going to achieve within the game and then the result itself. And to the boys' credit, we did that. We ground out the front half of the match, and then in the back end we were able to skip away to a pretty comfortable 38 to 16 victory. C-grade side on the weekend, the boys come up against Mariba side, who are travelling pretty well. I've got to take my hat off to the C-grade side. They've got a pretty disjointed competition with only 4 sides, so there's a lot of weeks off, and we try and organise some scratch matches and all the rest of it, whether it's intra-club or against someone else who has a bye that week. And so it's pretty hard to get that continuation of, continuity of basically everything for those guys to perform well. But their game on the weekend, as I said, up against Mariba, unfortunately went down 16 points to 6, but in what was a really high quality game and a really low scoring game too, which surprised most given the usual scorelines in the C-grade match mix. The under-18s have started to find a little bit of form, which has been very pleasing, and they've gone back-to-back wins the last 2 weeks, which is fantastic. Getting the Pride allocated players back, sorry, not Pride allocated players, but those guys in that under-18 side who have been playing with the Northern Pride's Malmaninga side, getting them back into the under-18s and also starting to gel is starting to get that flow on benefit onto the field, and they've had 2 pretty good wins back-to-back, and so this week they're very keen to try and make it the 3-peat. So they've got a lot of potential in that side, and it'll be fantastic to see once they really do start hitting their straps. Same with reserve grade. Started the season really well. We're flying pretty high with a little bit of a disjointed game down there in Innisfail with some A-grade withdrawals, which saw A-grade plunder the reserve grade stocks for the day, and they go in a little bit under strength. But that's been their only real hiccup, other than the Mossman game as well, for a variety of reasons. But that Mossman game really did kickstart something with the reserve grade side, and their last 2 wins have been very healthy victories over 2 pretty good sides as well. So Bondi's got those guys firing, and it's pretty scary just how good that reserve grade side can be, given the depth that we do have in the club and the calibre of player for the rest of the season who will be forced essentially to play reserve grade. We were able to keep that momentum going. On the weekend just gone, we had Suburbs, last year's grand finalists, and certainly one of the benchmarks of the competition over the last half dozen years. Suburbs, they're a pretty honest side. They've got a great forward pack who will roll through the middle, and they've got some really speedy outside backs. So we knew that we had to be on our game on the weekend. And while we've still got a lot of improvement left in us individually and as a collective, we're certainly taking those steps in the right direction. What I was most pleased with out of the weekend was the character that the side showed. It was a real arm wrestle, a real grinding match with no quarter given by either side. And watching back over the video, it showed just what a good quality game of football it was. So I was really pleased with the way that, as I said, we knuckled down, especially in the second half. There was a couple of decisions at stages that probably weren't quite the rub of the green for us. And in previous weeks, looking back over a month and prior to that, there was probably times then that, as a side, we may have capitulated a little and rolled over and allowed another 2 or 3 quick tries. But to our credit, the boys hung in there, they dug deep and they played through to the final whistle, and were able to get a last gasp draw against Suburbs, 20 all, which was very pleasing. It was probably a game that neither side really deserved to lose, although both sides did their best at times to give the opposition opportunity to win the game. But we're very happy to take away the 1 point from that game and certainly keep our momentum building into Edmonton Storm this weekend. Edmonton Storm going pretty well, had a winner against Ivanhoe's on the weekend, so they'll be keen to keep their momentum going as well. Obviously they'll be up for this weekend. There's a lot of rivalry, I guess, between the two clubs. There's a number of players that have ferried between the two clubs over the years, and so both clubs will definitely be keen to get one over the other. And I know that their coach Cameron Miller will have them primed for a big game, and between him and myself, we're both keen for the bragging rights out of this weekend. So looking forward to a pretty good hit out this week. And as I said, hopefully we can keep that momentum going. We've got the bye the following week, so it is essentially a 4-point game for us as well, which will be fantastic to see us leapfrog a few on the premiership ladder and get us up towards the top 5. What I've been happy with over the past few weeks, probably the last 2 months, is the performances of our forward pack. Individually, the boys have really been aiming up, and as a group, they're really holding their own against all the opposition that we're coming up against. We've had a couple of games against the top guys. Tully, very big forward pack, very strong forward pack. I thought that our guys in the middle held their own. Same against Innisfail, who are a very big, strong, mobile and fit forward pack. And I think that we really held our own, and it's probably some work on our wedges where we've been let down, allowing sides to capitalise. So to our big guys in the middle, great work, fellas, and let's keep those performances rolling. Because whatever you guys are doing your job in the middle, it's going to make the work a lot easier for our other guys to get the job done as well. Pretty exciting times looking ahead. We're starting to get everyone back into the fold, everyone back from injuries, long-term work commitments and all the rest. And it's, as I said, it's a pretty exciting time, and really looking forward to what the club can achieve over the next 3 to 4 weeks and then for the remainder of the season.